Rumor about the school bully in the top. The bully wants to clear up that he's not into that. But the top student wants to make the rumor real. School cafeteria. Yu yells at the lady behind the counter. One sweet and sour pork, thanks. If he hadn't added that thanks at the end, Yu would have thought he was hearing things. Even the cafeteria has an echo. Yu turns around annoyed, staring at the expressionless boy in front of her. Yu sneers. Sweet and sour. Hurry up. Sweet and sour pork, thanks. Like they planned it. The guy standing nearby spoke at almost the same time. Nobody expected the school's two heartthrobs first encounter would be fighting over sweet and sour pork. Right now they all wish they were that dish. When the lady tells Yu, there's only one portion of sweet and sour pork, Yu cuts her off without hesitation. I'm picky. I want this one. Then Yu slaps his meal card on the reader, claiming ownership of that sweet and sour pork. Then Fu Zhiyin smiles. I also want sweet and sour. Yu slams his hand on the counter, glaring at the smirking boy. Fu Zhi, are you freaking sick or what? The boy raises an eyebrow at him. Who are you? Whatever. Don't waste everyone else's time. I'll let you have this one. Yu wants to explode when he hears this. His face turns red as. Who the hell wants your leftovers? Okay then. Fu Zhiyin hears this and politely smiles at the cafeteria lady. Lady, one sweet and sour pork, thanks. Fu Zhiyin walks off with his tray, leaving Yu fuming, absolutely pissed. He tugs at his collar, frustrated, walking out muttering about his rotten luck. Fu Shang just when a skinny guy pops down across from him. Grabbing chopsticks, he asks, you don't know Yu? Fu Zhiyin's hand freezes with the chopstick. Sweet, soft texture fills his mouth. Seeing he's not talking, the guy starts rambling on his own. He's the one always tied with you on the hottest guys list. But he's totally different from you. Always causing trouble. His written apologies could fill a book by now. Hearing this, staring down at his tray, smirks slightly. Hey, the guy was born lucky. Get loaded, dad. Can do whatever you want. He's mid-sentence. When he notices Fu Zhiyin barely touches sweet and salt, he just reaches over and takes a sip. Fu Zhiyin says nah. Just watches his chopsticks, then keeps eating. When the guy starts talking about Yu's parents, and guessing he might be illegitimate, Fu Zhiyin finally snaps. He suddenly slams his chopsticks on the table, confronting him. You've been sitting here talking forever. Who are you? The guy who was all smiles suddenly looks awkward. He tries to lighten the mood, telling Fu Zhiyin they've been in the same class for half a semester. But Fu Zhiyin ignores him. He tells the guy seriously, don't touch other people's food. Then Fu Zhiyin reaches out with his chopstick and puts the pork that fell on the table back on his plate. He keeps his head down, not looking at the confused guy across from him. Once the guy awkwardly leaves, Fu Zhiyin just stares at the pork on his plate, lost in thought. It's so sweet. So why does he like it so much? The bell echoes across the empty field. Walks toward the school gate with toast in his mouth, looking totally careless. Just then, a girl's clear voice rings out beside him. Hey! A girl stretches out her arm, blocking Yu. Yu stares at her blankly. Seeing she's not moving, he says, good dogs don't block the way. The girl blushes awkwardly and asks again. So what I told you last time, have you thought about it? He's totally confused. When did she tell him anything? Thought about what? What are you talking about? Yu suddenly goes oh. Pulls out a stack of pink envelopes from his bag, and holds them out to her. Which one's yours? Find it yourself. That ridiculous answer, paired with Yu's good looks, makes the girl's pride completely crumble. Yu, you're too much. Then she turns and runs off. Yu frowns, stuffing the envelopes back in his bag. He mutters, crazy. The boy walks across campus, casting a long shadow. He's about to step out the school gate, when he stops by the bulletin board. 2 sheets of paper, same size and color, posted at the top. The first name on the left sheet is Fu Zhiyin in big letters. The first name on the right is Yu. The only difference is the left one's the school rankings. The right one's the discipline report. This is the closest the two ever get. Fu Zhiyin's name always sits at number 1 in the grade, and Yu never disappoints, always number 1 on the discipline list. Yu scoffs. Well then swaggers out the gate. The bulletin board isn't damaged much, except on the rankings next to Fu Zhiyin's name. Someone added the letters SB in small print. The top student got confessed by another. The girl nervously touches her bunny tail like ponytail. You said you like girls with ponytails. Look, I have a ponytail now. Fu Zhiyin can't count how many times Lu Man has confessed to her. He sighs helplessly. Even Sun Wukong wanted to give up on going west for Skrish. Her never give up spirit is really rare. Technically that's not really a ponytail. But Lu Man insists it'll grow into a ponytail someday. Fu Zhiyin's mouth twitches. He kicks a pebble on the ground, annoyed. He can't argue with Lu Man's logic. If he doesn't find a way to make her give up, the teacher will talk to him. Fu Zhiyin looks up, suddenly noticing something under a tree nearby. He looks at Lu Man apologetic, pausing before speaking again. It's alright. I haven't been honest before. I actually like someone already. Lu Man freezes, her smile stiffening. Getting rejected 10,000 times by Fu Zhiyin wouldn't matter to Lu Man. He never likes anyone anyway. Even if confessing just means talking to him a bit more, it's worth it. Until Fu Zhong smiles and says he has someone he likes. 偏来诺户. He expected her to add. Fu Zhiyin looks tenderly toward the distance. He says slowly it's him. Lu Man follows Fu Zhiyin's gaze. Under the tree is a skinny figure. Can't see his face because he's got his jacket over his head. But seeing those long legs, she can't help gasping. Those are some long legs. Fu Zhiyin nods at her and walks away without looking back. Only Lu Man is left head. Her love was crushed before it even started. But thinking about it, Hyan didn't even like the school's prettiest girl. Why would he like her? Then there's some noise nearby. The girl curled up under the tree, slowly stretches, but those legs are really long. The jacket covering the head gets yanked off. Messy black hair frames bright, clear eyes. Below that, a straight nose and pale lips. That's Chiyu. Sensing her stare, he whips around and glares at her. Raising an eyebrow arrogantly, he says, "What are you looking at?" Lu Man thinks she's hallucinating. She pinches her own arm and sucks in the breath. Guess she's not blind. Wait, could it be? Her mind flashes to them kissing. Under the tree. Did she just discover Chiyu sprawls across his desk. He came till late last night. Then kept having weed. He skipped morning egg. Napped in the garden. Then got caught by the teacher and stood for a whole period. But finally gets to sit down and rest. But the classroom's so noisy it's giving him a headache. Chiyu lifts his head. An yells at the excited girls nearby. "Hey, can you shut your loud mouth?" Usually when Chiyu, everyone backs away like 6 feet. But this time right after he finishes, the girls just smile at him weirdly. It's super creepy. Lin Chuan in front waves his phone at him. Chiyu snatches, and finally sees a post on the school forum. Title: My long journey chasing the heartthrob. Is it finally over? Proof that heartthrob FZA keeps rejecting girls. Because of school bully Siwa. Chiyu jumps up and slams the desk. Who the hell posted this? Lin Chuan almost falls off his chair. Looking totally in it. Not myself. I just saw it too. Meanwhile, Fu Zhian thinks his life's finally back to normal. Until the first class. And everyone's huddled together whispering. They keep sneaking glances at him. That's when he knows something's up. Fu Zhian finally sees the post on the school forum. There's even a new post. He rejected me again today. But I'm okay. Because today our school lost 2 heartthrobs. Fu Zhian's good at reading. He knows every word in that sentence. But together they make no sense. Before his brain can catch up, the back door slams open. Chiyu's angry eyes scan the classroom. Seeing Fu Zhian, he sneers coldly. "You, outside?" Pretty much everyone knows. The boy and the top student are walking through the hall one after the other. "Fu Zhian, what the hell are you pulling now?" Fu Zhian just says he made up an excuse to reject a girl. Hearing this, Chiyu's face gets. His voice comes out through clench. Even Fu Zhian a meter away can hear it clearly. "Don't drag me into your mess." Fu Zhian glances at her, crosses his arms, and says coolly, "You walked into the mess yourself." Seeing Fine's deadpan face makes Chiyu furious. He rubs his temples. "What the hell are you gonna do about that?" "Doesn't affect me." Fu Zhian looks up at him. "If you think being linked to me is a problem, I'll figure something out. Just fix it already." Chiyu turns a wall. Before he hears Fine say with a faint smile, "Beg me." After all these years still got a death wish. Chiyu walks over to him and raises his fist toward his head. Fu Zhian tilts his head. The fist lands on the wall about an inch from his head. Pretty quick dot. 穿脚型桥的那个是 Chiyu and Fu Zhian were neighbors living across from each other. Each was the other kid their parents compared them to. Fu Zhian's dad always had high hopes for him, wanting him to be outgoing and confident like Chiyu, full of masculine energy. And Chiyu wanted him to be quiet and polite like Fu Zhi, not too wild. Like that. Made them hate each other since elementary school. Every time they met they pretend not to know each other. Fu Zhian, Chiyu always acted like someone aped them. Chiyu thought Fu Zhian was emotionless, acting way too mature. But even so, they ended up at the same middle school, and now the same high school. They thought they'd never have to deal with each other again, until they were 6. But Fu Zhian just had to point randomly in the garden, right at Chiyu napping under the tree. Now the two of them facing off by the storage room. It's something Chiyu and Fu Zhi never imagined. Chiyu lowers his fist, sneers at him, then turns away. Big my ass, none of my business. Watching Chiyu leave, Fu Zhen chuckles softly. Watching him squirm is pretty cute. All the students studying turn to stare at him, like they want to mount cameras on his face. 360-degree coverage. You all got a death whistle. Chiyu frowns and goes back to his. Sees a huge stack of papers on his desk. Just one long break, and the papers piled up enough to crush someone. Chiyu gets more annoyed and puts his head down to sleep. The bell rings. Fu Zhi